Welcome back, friends! Today I'm going to be breaking down and explaining all 6 acts of the Chapter 1 main story behind Wuthering Waves. In this video, we'll deep dive into each act of the quest, making sure that you understand all the crucial details and plot points. So if you enjoy breakdowns like this, then please give a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more lore. So let's start with the prologue. The story begins with a mysterious goddess implanting something into the main character, Rover. This object is presumed to be a tacit core. Rover is then sent down to Sol 3, the 3rd planet from the sun, where the game takes place. Rover finds herself floating in an upside-down ocean above Huanglong, a significant city on Sol 3, before falling from the sky to the ground. Awakening with no memories, Rover meets Qixia and Yang Yang, who help her navigate her surroundings. The group encounters a tacit field, a location linked to the destructive wave-worn phenomenon, which includes bizarre anomalies like inverted seas and deep cross-shaped marks on the ground. They meet Baizhi, who is investigating the tacit field, and they have a face-off against an elite tacit discord, or TD. The girls then explain the Pangu Terminal, a device used by resonators to absorb tacit discords. Unfortunately, Rover's Pangu terminal is at level 0 and unable to absorb the elite TD. However, Rover's tacit mark, a unique symbol on her hand, forcefully absorbs the elite TD, hinting at her special abilities. Qixia reveals that Rover is similar to the first Resonator, a legendary figure said to have commanded the universe's boundless power, creating the Pangu Terminal by absorbing the most powerful TD. This first Resonator used their power to rebuild the world and establish the history of Huanglong. Throughout the journey, Rover experiences flashbacks and visions of the Crownless, adding more mystery to her past. They reach Jinzhou, the capital of Huanglong, crucial for defending against TD outbreaks. Here, they meet Jinxi, the magistrate who runs Jinzhou, emphasizing the city's heavy responsibility. Jinxi reveals that Rover's arrival was anticipated and holds great importance for Jinzhou and all of Huanglong. As they head to Jinzhou City, Rover learns more about tacit discords and echoes. Before entering the city, Rover feels watched, and we see Camellia from the Black Shores calling Rover the Seed of Fate. Rover and the team enter Jinzhou City and head to the city hall to meet Magistrate Jinxi. Instead, they encounter Sanhua, Jinxi's right-hand woman and bodyguard. Sanhua informs them that the magistrate is currently away, but has left them some items and a welcome gift. These items are meant to be explored, as understanding their significance may provide the information Rover seeks. The magistrate plans to meet Rover in 3 days. After leaving the city hall, Yang Yang mentions the recent unrest in Huanglong, with more tacit fields forming and increased threats from tacit discords. Despite this, Qixia and Yang Yang reassure Rover that Jinzhou's residents can trust the Midnight Rangers, led by General Ji Yan and Jinzhou's Sentinel, to protect them. The items given by the magistrate are a candy, a sundial, a leaf, and a mangosteen. Yang Yang examines the sundial, noting it displays 12 earthly branches and the 4 symbols, representing the cardinal directions. However, without any sunlight or a compass, the sundial is currently useless. Qixia identifies the candy as sugar pearls, a medicinal treat used as a vaccine for children during an epidemic 20 years ago. The black leaf is unidentifiable to Qixia. Yang Yang explains that the mangosteen is a rare fruit in Jinzhou, usually imported by boat, but scarce due to the danger of tacit discords. So, the group visits Baizhi and Mortefi to learn more about the items. Baizhi explains the crownless TD Rover absorbed left no trace, suggesting another mechanism in Rover's body capable of absorbing frequency energy. Most resonators rely on the Pangu terminal to manage frequency energy and avoid overclocking, but Rover seems to have another dimension or creature inside her body. During the examination, Rover has another flashback of the crownless. Baizhi explains their goal was to extract pure remnant energy with the simulated sonorosphere, but they couldn't guarantee all abnormal frequencies were eliminated. Rover's arrival might have revived these frequencies, leading to memory manifestations from sentient beings, likely linked to Rover's subconsciousness. Mortefi examines the sundial and finds it's a hollow puzzle box with a small paper scroll inside.
Stop sweet-talking me. I get it.
Baizhi tests the mangosteen, confirming that it's just an ordinary fruit, while the purple leaf shows fluctuations of TD frequency, indicating it came from an area affected by the wave-worn phenomenon. The sugar pearls were indeed used as a vaccine during the children's epidemic. The symbols on the sundial relate to the sexagenary cycle, an intricate time-recording system in Huanglong, mainly used for calendars, numerology, and archival indexing. Rover realizes that the magistrate's items are a test, ensuring that only those who understand their true meaning can use them to gain access. As they leave, we see Sanhua observing two characters in red, secretly following and watching Rover. On the second day, Rover meets up with Qixia and Yang Yang for breakfast. They begin their quest to understand the significance of the two remaining items, the strange leaf and the mangosteen. Rover recounts a dream about an ocean of stars, a dark-haired girl, an inverted etheric sea, and a resonance cord flowing from her tacit mark, directing her towards specific locations: the Gorges of Spirit, where she was found, and the Norfall Barrens, the site of the Threnodian War, and the current frontline base of the Midnight Rangers. Heading to the Norfall Barrens, the group encounters Jianshin, who is on a mission to find a missing person. As they continue north, they assist military officers and learn more about Jinzhou's defense system. Historically, the military comprised mostly ordinary people, but after significant losses in the Threnodian War, only resonators are now deployed to the front lines, with ordinary people serving as medics. The guard explains that the mangosteen can be mistaken for grenades, symbolizing the military's efforts to protect Jinzhou. This helps Rover connect the mangosteen to Jinzhou's military defense. As they continue towards the Norfall Barrens, Rover's tacit mark calls out for food, triggering another vision of the crownless Threnodian summoning tacit discords on the front lines, where General Jian is seen fighting. Yang Yang suggests that something on the battlefield is linked to Rover. Rover then reveals that, according to Baizhi, the strange leaf exhibited residual fluctuations of tacit discords, pointing to a specific location, CH1 Village. Our journey continues as we head to CH1 Village. Yang Yang tells us that she senses immense pain and hatred emanating from the village, so strong that she doesn't even need to concentrate to feel it. Upon arrival, we encounter a small tacit discord that, surprisingly, doesn't attack us. Instead, it repeats human words like brother and help.
Brother, help, help.
Yang Yang explains that this is highly unusual. Typically, tacit discords attack living beings to feed on their frequencies, turning the last bits of a human's consciousness into monotonous mumbles, the last cries of that human. However, this TD seems to echo the innocent cries of someone. Yang Yang senses a deep sadness and eager anticipation from the little TD. She tells us this is likely the work of a group called the Fraxidus, who are obsessed with fusing humans in tacit discords, and that they have caused terror attacks worldwide. And like clockwork, just as Yang Yang finishes explaining the Fraxidus and their leader Scar, well, look who it is. He appears. Using his reality manipulation abilities, he pulls Rover into his pocket dimension, claiming Yang Yang is swaying our judgment. Scar, a mysterious hot man, teases us before revealing some startling truths. He explains that even before we understood anything about this world, we were already the center of conflict, an unknown variable that many forces have been fighting over. Scar tells us that everyone we've met knows how valuable we are, but to most, we are merely a pawn. However, Scar sees us as a dear friend and wants us to know the truth. Scar then recounts the history of CH1 Village. The village, suffering from famine, was approached by a mysterious person who offered salvation in exchange for sacrificing one of their own. The villagers accepted this deal, continuing the tradition of sacrifice for their wishes. However, an adopted big brother of a villager girl discovered this horrific cycle and sought to end it. However, what happens next is more tragic. The little girl, adopted by a man in the village, had the ability to manipulate the frequencies of TDs, using this power to protect the village from tacit discords. One day, a man appeared and told her a story about a black sheep, asking what she would do in that situation. Shortly after, her sister was injured by a TD, and the little girl accidentally turned her into one while trying to help. Yeah, she turned her sister into a tacit discord. Her father then used her powers to grant wishes, forcing her to recombine the frequencies of TDs. As villagers began disappearing, the girl had second thoughts, remembering the story of the black sheep. Eventually, she decided to stop using her powers, ending the wishes and possibly the village's protection. Her father, the shepherd, revealed her actions to the villagers, who all turned on her, labeling her a murderer. Ultimately, the village turned on itself, leading to its downfall. Scar reveals that he wasn't actually the black sheep, that he merely planted the idea in the little girl's mind. He may have visited her multiple times, as she felt understood by him, but he was likely already part of Fraxidus, just interested in her powers. Scar's discourse sheds light on the insidious influence of the shepherd, who exploited the villagers' desires to perpetrate a cycle of sacrifice and suffering. Through a rough exchange, Scar imparts a message of hope, suggesting that with the shepherd's demise, the village may reclaim its lost trust and unity. During the fight with Scar, he explains that the shepherd is not the embodiment of truth, and once he is gone, the black sheep can reclaim the herd's trust, and there will be no more victims or oppressors. After the battle, Scar and a mysterious woman leave, and we head back to Jinzhou to report the situation. We learn from Chixia that the Fraxidus are determined to create their own resonators. They believe everyone should have resonance powers and use mechanical parts of tacit discords to integrate into human bodies. Chixia reveals that historical records only mention that the village crooks were brought to justice and most villagers were relocated, but there's no information about the little girl. We theorize about the items given to us by the magistrate and solve the sundial puzzle, which reveals a paper scroll containing a map to the Grand Library. Yang Yang explains that the Grand Library holds a vast amounts of data about Huanglong and suggests that there's a strong link between our past and Jinzhou's history. At the Grand Library, of course, we meet Scar again. But before we can confront him, Sanhua and Jinxi step in to arrest and interrogate him. Boy, he sure does look good in handcuffs. Scar tries to sway us, suggesting we join his side and promising to reveal everything if we do. However, we refuse, trusting the magistrate's information. Jinxi explains that she only had time to prepare the 4 items for us because of an emergency. The Sentinel of Jinzhou, Jue, was captured by the Fraxidus. The Sentinels guide and guard humanity and symbolize our civilization, and when a Sentinel goes missing, chaos is surely to ensue. Jinxi reveals that the Sentinels and the Magistrate's thoughts are connected, allowing her to sense Jue's memories, feelings, and surroundings, albeit unclearly. She informs us that the Fraxidus plans to advance another lament and cause worldwide disasters. They kidnap Jue to prevent him from predicting and correcting future events. Jinxi explains that the Fraxidus discovered our value, likely through one of Jue's prophecies, and if we join them, they'll gain significant power. We agree to help Jinxi protect Jinzhou and find the Sentinel. Jinxi reveals that the Fraxidus are trying to revive the Threnodian, enemies of human civilization born from our collective dark consciousnesses. We must defeat them to protect humanity. Jinxi believes we play a key role as we have already defeated the Crownless Threnodian, a powerful tacit discord embodying warfare. Jinxi tells us about Huanglong's records of a hero with similar powers who saved the nation during the Threnodian War. This hero is mentioned in literature dating back to Jinzhou's establishment. Long time ago. She suggests that uncovering this hero's identity could help reveal our true identity. We tell Jinxi about our vision at the Gorges of Spirit when we touch Jue's statue, which aligns with Jue's memories. During Scar's interrogation, he reveals that Jue can predict the future, and the Fraxidus wants to topple the future built on lies to control their own destinies. Scar explains the Lament, a catastrophic event that brings death, destruction, and reverberations, which they believe will lead to a new civilization. Before being officially arrested, Scar tells us that we are one of the Black Lambs, just like him, chosen to join them in ushering in a new world. Jinsi relays a message from Jue. To the Awakened One, when raindrops fall upstream, please head to the Norfall Barrens and seek General Jiyan of the Midnight Rangers. She tells us about the Black Shores, a mysterious organization with a special lament prediction system. They have a partnership with countries worldwide and have shown significant insight into the relationship between the moon and Threnodians. Jinsi gives us a photo of a Blake bloom flower, the symbol of the Black Shores, which triggers another vision of meeting Jue, the Sentinel. We leave for Norfall Barrens and see a scene between Jinsi, Sanhua, and Cheng-Li, discussing how to proceed and whom to trust. Jinsi and Cheng-Li discuss the prophecy and the fight that will shape Jinzhou's future, indicating a significant conflict ahead between Jinsi and the Sentinel Jue. We catch up with Qixia and Yang Yang to share our meeting with Magistrate Jinsi and our plan to head to Norfall Barrens. Yang Yang shares a crucial story about Jinsi and the history of Jinzhou, the story of the battle beneath the crescent. Jinzhou was leaderless until Sentinel Jue chose Madame Jinsi as the new magistrate. This decision was rooted in a pivotal battle at Norfall Barrens. The Norfall Barrens, marked by endless wars, became the stage for the terrifying Threnodian monster Overthrax, which turned fallen soldiers into tacit discords. General Geshu Lin of the Midnight Rangers led the charge against Overthrax. As twin moons aligned, he fought valiantly with a sword of black flames. Despite initial success, retroact rain, a phenomenon causing raindrops to fall upwards, began. Geshu Lin sacrificed himself in a final attack against Overthrax and was never seen again. In the aftermath, a young soldier rose to lead, becoming the new general and chosen by Jue. Geshu Lin, however, was blamed for the losses, tainting his legacy. Jue awakened from slumber to appoint Jinsi, promising a brighter future for Jinzhou. We examine the picture of a Blake bloom flower from the Black Shores organization and decide to find out more. We meet Verena, a resonator who identifies the flower as a Blake bloom, a unique plant created by resonance energy. We form a plan to lure out the Black Shores members. And near a heart-shaped pond, we encounter Camellia, a flirtatious Black Shores member. Camellia reveals that their mission is to recruit talented individuals to save the world, but also indulges in her own hedonistic desires. She emphasizes our importance and claims us as her special seed, indicating a deeper connection. Back in Jinzhou, we meet Alto and Encore, who ask us for our help in recovering a resonance beacon from an abandoned Court of Savante facility. We head to the facility in Whining Axe's Mire, abandoned due to dangerous weather. Alto explains that the Court of Savante, known for bizarre experiments, was researching resonance beacons and predicting the lament. They collaborated with the Frexodus to recreate retroact rain, condensed remnant energy from the etheric sea that conjures past events. Their aim was to resurrect a divine miracle, but instead created a monstrous being. We encounter illusions of researchers discussing a being they believe to be both their past and future, which leads us to the unknown goddess we met earlier. Delving deeper, we find the monstrous creation, a result of failed experiments and extreme methods. Alto explains that the Blake bloom flower originates from the Black Shores Island, built on a massive piece of tacitite ore. He reveals this isn't our first reawakening, that we previously awoke at the Black Shores. As we leave the facility, real retroact rain begins to fall. Oh no. Yang Yang contacts us, informing us that Jinzhou is under attack by tacit discords, prompting us to return and help defend the city. The final act opens with General Jiyan noticing the onset of retroact rain at Norfall Barrens, triggering illusions of the past.
Illusions of the past!
people with emotional ties to the area are more susceptible to these illusions. Jian reflects on his past as a medic during the Threnodian War, contrasting his ideals with the previous Geshu Lin, where Jian was willing to solo fight to protect others, and Geshu Lin wanting his soldiers to keep fighting no matter how many died. As the moon turns full, tacit discords intensify their attacks, mirroring the battle beneath the crescent. Jian mentions a prophecy about a returning traveler during a full moon, and that the tacit discord's behavior suggests manipulation by a Fraxidus member. We strategize with Jian to combat the tacit discord outbreak and confront the reviving Threnodian. Jinsi reminds us of a prophecy stating our role in defeating the Threnodian, as Jian reveals a prophecy about reclaiming power from Overthrax during the full moon. We set up a disruptor to penetrate the Threnodian's barrier, and after fixing the disruptor, we confront the Threnodian's core. Using the disruptor, we weaken the Threnodian and face its leader, the Crownless. And in a grand finale, we absorb the Threnodian's force with the help of a mysterious little creature manifested from our power. What is this? Who is this? It's so cute though. With the Threnodian defeated, we flee as the area collapses, saving Jinzhou from the looming threat. The act concludes with the storyteller from Jinzhou recounting the heroic battle and the triumph of General Jian and the legendary rover. And that concludes our in-depth breakdown of the 6 acts of Chapter 1 with a reminder of the power of determination and the triumph of heroes in the face of darkness. From the mysterious prologue to the epic showdown with the Threnodian, we've explored a rich world of lore, mystery, and adventure. So, a little TLDR, we delved into the prologue where the main character Rover is introduced and thrust into the world of Soul 3 with fragmented memories and a mysterious tacit core implanted by a goddess. We traversed through Jinzhou City, encountering various characters, unraveling mysteries, and uncovering the dark secrets lurking beneath the surface. From meeting Magistrate Jinsi and investigating the significance of the Magistrate's items, to confronting the Fraxidus and battling the Threnodian. Through prophecies, flashbacks, and visions, we gained insight into Rover's past and their crucial role in the story. As we wrap up our exploration of Chapter 1, thank you for joining me on this adventure through the lore of Wuthering Waves. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more lore explorations in the future. Until next time, may the waves of destiny carry you to new horizons. Once again, I am Oofie, and thank you so much for watching.